All right, so here I am. I'm on Upwork.com. This is where I 95% of my freelance work is going to be from Upwork.com. It's just the website to go to. So let's take a look. So this is I went into one of my. So there's a few ways I was thinking about how to go through this and show you guys my process of what I look for and look at when I'm going to be evaluating or hiring somebody for ghostwriting. So this I'll do this video just strictly on evaluating ghostwriters. I'll do a separate video on VAs. So I just went into one of my old what do you call these postings for I was looking for somebody for weight loss, for a weight loss book that I did. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring up some of these applicants here. Ebook. Writing. Let's see if we can find some more here that are going to be a bit more relevant. Okay, this should work better. Sorry, I'm doing this live, so meaning I haven't read any of these before because I wanted to show you my honest opinions from them and whatnot. So Carol Cardell, I'm not even sure you would say that name, but that's completely irrelevant. All right. So first thing that I look for is when I look at their I guess you call this their profile, and I'll take a glance at their work history. Okay, she doesn't really have a ton. I'll get to the portfolio in a little bit. These tests, unless it's failed or stuff, I don't really pay attention to them. I'll briefly look at their employment history. It's kind of irrelevant in most cases. Same with their education. It doesn't really matter. Work history, I don't really care for. Whether it's their first job, their second job, or their 200th job, doesn't really. I'm confident enough with my interview skills and abilities that I'll siphon them out. So all right. So let's take a look. As a grammarian and native speaker of American English, I can provide you with high-quality proofreading, editing, ghostwriting, and writing services in that language. I'm also highly experienced with ESL rewriting. Additionally, I offer formatting, interior layout, indexing, and glossary creation services in Word, Acrobat, or InDesign. All right, okay. So this person is obviously very targeted towards publishers. She knows exactly what to look for. This means if you have a really crappy written book by somebody who doesn't speak English as a first language, she can make it good. That's basically what she's saying with that sentence. All right. So what I'm doing is when I'm reading through her overview there, what I'm looking for are grammar and spelling mistakes and bad English, because those are going to be warning signs. Before I even look at anything else, I look at their profile. If their profile is crap, if they did not put effort into their profile, hopefully I can find some that I'm talking about. I don't even want to deal with them because they're not going to put the effort into your books or into the work that you're hiring them for. If they can't even do their resume, put time into that, what makes you think they're going to put out a quality ebook for you? Come on. So I look at this, and if I find one spelling mistake, one if, for example, she if the I and the am was too close together, she didn't do a spacer or something like that, I cut them out. Because if they let that slide on their resume, right, the thing that's going to get them the job that they're writing for, and there's errors in that, well, of course there's going to be errors in the book. I don't have time for that. So So I'm very particular. I'm kind of like a hard ass I am a hard ass when it comes to my business, because I only want to work with the best people. That's it. So anyways, this person looks great. She's not going to be cheap though. She's going to be expensive. You can see she's $30 an hour. I only pay a fixed rate for my projects. I don't deal with this whole hourly thing. But let's see who Edwin R. is. All right. I'm a passionate cook with years of cooking experience and an experienced writer in creating recipe books, cookbooks, diet recipes, and diet ebooks. My expertise is mainly on creating and writing contents for projects with topics about cooking and healthy dieting. I'm also equipped recipe writing, creative writing, ghostwriting, and content writing skills. I couldn't notice any errors, could you? Okay. Yeah. All right. This guy obviously knows his stuff here. So I'd look into him a little bit more. Let's see what else, other info we can find. All right, so take a look. Yeah, he's obviously done a ton of what he just described. Okay. I'll get 4 stars. Why? Doesn't really say. Okay, so here's one I just read. And when I see a negative review, I look at it from the standpoint, okay, well, 1, was the publisher asking too much? 2, how mean is a comment or whatnot? And 3, how could I avoid this from happening if I hire him or her? So project was divided into milestones. For the first one, work submitted was great on time. However, the second one, quality of work was poor and submission was very late. It's very hard to communicate with him and figure out the reason for delay. Will not hire him again. Okay, so that's a red flag. So now I'd look at, okay, when was the date of this? Okay, June to August, maybe a family emergency happened or something like that. This guy is from the Philippines, so he's Philippines. So, maybe something was going on or whatever. Look at the other ones. If it's only one like this, obviously it was a family thing or whatever, and I'll overlook it. Other than that, this guy looks like he gets pretty good ratings, and he has a ton of work. So, all right, well, look at this. So I was talking earlier about like if they failed or below average, and I'll just kind of look at it, and you know what? It's honestly these tests. I don't even know how I'd do on something like on one of these tests, right? Tests are, in my opinion, tests are garbage. They don't really say anything about anybody's ability. But if it's just, he has a lot of below average, so, I would just look at him with a little bit more aggressive eye to make sure it's somebody I'd want to take on. But he's done a ton of work, and I would probably just set the expectations up right. But I would definitely, if he was applying for the job, and you have over here, you would have like shortlisted, or I think it's what is it? Shortlisted or something else. I don't know. Look at something else. Boom! I'd shortlist him. That meaning he's going to the next process of my interview. Okay, let's take a look at Robert Spearman. All right. Thailand. All right. I'm a published author, native English speaker, writing, ghostwriting, editing, forming books for print in the past 10 years. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so here's somebody else who might be good if you could find them for their right thing. Certifications, don't really care about that. All right, okay. Let's try to find one where there's a whole bunch of. Okay, so let's look at Samuel Jackson. So here's what I'm going to tell you guys straight up, and honestly, I'm just going to tell you straight up because this is something that pisses me off, and I don't want to come across racist, but I don't want to, and I have no problem coming across a bit of a sorry, I'm not going to swear, give vulgar language on my channel just because it's not really what I'm about. But this really pisses me off so much because they do this and they're not, I'm not going to hold back. Okay. I have a ton of brown Indian friends. I love them to death. Some of my best friends are like that. Unfortunately, and with anything, whether you're Chinese, you're white, you're brown, you're black, you're Australian, or you're from, Paraguay or wherever, there's going to be bad apples. And in this business, I have learned that I do not do business anymore with people from Bangladesh or from India. And it's unfortunate because it means I'm missing out on some great individuals there, whether it's for VA work, really it'd be only for VA work. But I run into this too much, and I've been burned a few times that I'm now aware of this. So what they do is they put these profile and message me in the comments. Hey, without kind of looking at other people's answers, looking at this profile, what is wrong with it? Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to look at is this. That profile pic, I can tell it's just a generic pic based on, if we look at all the other profile pics here, this lady, Edwin, Robert, this guy, right? Like, look at all the other profile pics. Look how they stand out. This one just looks different, right? Hopefully you guys are following me on this. Hopefully it's recording. Okay, good. Okay, the second thing I'm going to point out is the name Samuel Jackson. What these guys and girls do from the countries mentioned is they take famous people's names. A lot of it's VA stuff on Facebook. They take famous people's names and they throw a profile on, and then they'll basically scam you, whether it's on Fiverr or it's on Upwork. I'm not saying this exact one's a scam, but there's a very high likely chance that this would be a scam. Third thing is probably going to sound funny, but no white parent is ever going to name their white kid Samuel Jackson. Like, that just ain't happening. So that was the first storm. I'm like, Samuel Jackson, that ain't no Samuel Jackson from Atlanta. Definitely not. So anyways, let's take a look at, and this one I can almost guarantee we're going to find some grammar issues, but we might not, but I would just, big warning, big red flags. These are the red flags that I look at that allow me to hire such great ghostwriters and such great freelancers, because I look for these things. So hopefully you can understand that and you're not just thinking, oh, well, wow, Emeka's such an ass. He doesn't want to work with people from those countries. I do. I've just been burned too many times, and my business is something I care too much about to put it, to make it vulnerable to that. There's enough vulnerabilities in business. Why throw it into more? I aim to build the platforms and the bottom lines of self-employed small business owners with authority ebooks, specialties. Okay, right there, what's with the double colons? I'm not an English major, but that doesn't look right. I specialize in ebook writing that is value and content based rather than heavily graphical or spaced out. I focus on solving the problems of a business owner's target customer base. Now, here's my experience talking. Looking at this is he is writing he's just writing a very generic, doesn't really talk about his actual experience, like talks a bit about the experience, but the whole ad is wrong. Like, it's just, sorry guys, I don't know how to really to say it. I'm kind of losing my words, but it's, yeah, I'm sorry. I can't think of the actual words that I'm trying to say, but the whole ad is just, it's, yeah, No. So let's just see what else we can take a look at here. And of course, he doesn't have a lot of jobs. That was kind of a given, right? And we could even say we could what you could actually do. And I'll tell you another story. One of the guys that I was working with, he came out with a book, and his first one he did on he went to a freelancer, and this was. He just took my advice, went to a freelancer on Upwork, and unfortunately he got burned. He only lost about $60, and then what he did was he took the picture and did a Google image search of that picture and found that picture was on multiple, what do you call these things? I've lost my words. Multiple profiles on Upwork. And anyways, he got his money back because he fought it with Upwork. But I bet we'd find the same thing. I'm not going to waste time with that right now. But let's do one more, just for maybe I'll find another one to stay away from. Right. Okay. So here's one right off the bat. Didn't look at the country, but I see warning signs already, and I'm going to see if I can find one more, just to see if we can find one. Okay, here. Okay. Okay. All right. So Samuel Jackson. Sorry, bud. You're not making the cut. All right. Sonal S. Let's take a look at you. Recipe writer, cookbooks writing, ebook, blog, ghostwriter. All right. So guys, from what I've been explaining, what is wrong right here? Don't even have to look anywhere else. Right now, I know 100% not working with this person when it comes to writing, because what did she do wrong? This is not spaced out properly at all. Cookbooks is one word. Anybody with proper English knows that. Right? This is just, yeah. So, greetings from Sonal. There's a space there. It's just a comma. You don't need a space there. Look at, she did that throughout. So guess what? You're going to get your book back. And guess what? Every time there's a comma, you're going to get all that space. You know how much more work that is for you? So much. See, I'm not even going to read the whole thing because, it's just right there. I have those flags. So I would not work with that. That's just would not be good. Would not be good. Just, it's trouble. All right. Okay, so here's somebody. Look at this. Right? PhD, master's, rewriting, editing. So this is probably somebody who's just has way too much experience for what we would want done. We'll just look at one more. Christine Reynolds, professional creative writer, article writing, blog and content writer, ebook. Okay, now the other one that I showed you, right, the spacing was wrong. See how the spacing's wrong here? That could have just easily been a quick oversight, but looks a bit weird. Okay, hello potential clients. My experience is vast, totaling 5 years as an article blog writer and ghostwriter, content and creative writer, copywriter, and fictional short story creator. So now I've noticed that she's done that every time she does a forward slash. So any English majors out there, what is the proper way of doing it? I don't put a space there normally. Have I been doing it? Oops, sorry. Have I been doing it wrong, or is that just not correct? Now, I know from Grammarly this is not correct. Shouldn't have a comma before an and. Been doing that a ton, and Grammarly always corrects me. I develop stories and books ideas that border on fiction and nonfiction. So other than those two little things, and you could even say, it's like, hey, I noticed in your profile you did this. If we start this working relationship, do you mind not doing that? You've told them, so then, boom, it's good to go. But yeah, and portfolios. So we didn't really look into the portfolios, but they are helpful. I do look at them. One thing I also do with one of the books that I just hired a few more people for is I don't want a portfolio of what they've done, but I actually make them do a short 200-word whatever on something I want that's going to be related to the job that I'm hiring them for, because then that way I know it's 100% original. I can sift out the people who are too lazy to do it. I don't want to work with those people anyways. And it gives me the most confident and more accurate way of judging somebody's work. So anyways, yeah. So hopefully this helped. Hopefully this kind of gave you some ideas of what I look for, how I kind of evaluate ghostwriters. If you have any questions, guys, go ahead, leave some questions in the comment section. Give me a thumbs up. Did this video at all help? And like I said, I'll do another one on evaluating maybe a VA at some point as well. So anyways, guys, all the best, and I can't wait to talk to you next video.